Let me just say this before we even get into it, whatever you've been feeling lately, that quiet, unexplainable feeling like something is shifting, like something is about to crack open in your life, that's not in your head. That's real. That's your energy responding to something that's already been set in motion. And today's reading is going to explain exactly what that is, because the messages coming through right now are intense. Like, they stopped me in my tracks before I even started. So take a breath. Settle in. Because what I'm about to tell you goes so much deeper than anything surface level. This is not about attraction. This is not about a little crush. This is about someone whose entire internal world got rearranged because of you. Because of who you are at your core. And I don't think you fully understand what you did to this person just by existing. So let me pull into this energy and let's talk about what's really going on here. The very first thing I'm feeling, and I want to be clear, this hit me immediately, is that there is someone in your life, or someone who recently passed through your life, who has not been the same since they met you. And I'm not talking about a little infatuation. I'm not talking about somebody who thinks you're cute and moved on. I'm talking about somebody who went home after being around you and sat with themselves and had to genuinely ask, who is this person and why do I feel so different right now? You triggered something in them that they were not prepared for. And the wildest part is you might not have even been trying. You might have just been standing there being yourself, talking, laughing, existing, and this person felt the ground shift under them. Give me a moment because I want to make sure I'm getting every piece of this right. Okay. So what I'm feeling strongly is that this person had walls up. Like serious walls. The kind of emotional distance that doesn't come from nowhere, it comes from being let down. Being disappointed. Being in situations where they gave everything they had and it didn't come back to them the way they deserved. So they built a version of themselves that is calm on the outside, composed, maybe even a little cold or hard to read. And they were comfortable behind that wall. Or at least they thought they were. And then you came along and something about your presence, your energy, your way of being, it got through. And now they don't know what to do with that. Because here's the thing. This person is not someone who falls easily. They're not somebody who gets moved by just anyone. So the fact that you got to them, the fact that you're the one who cracked something open in them, that says everything about who you are. You carry a frequency that is not common. And this person felt it. Now I want to speak to you directly for a second because I feel like a lot of you watching this don't give yourself enough credit. You've been through things. Real things. Things that could have broken you, and honestly maybe they did break parts of you at some point, but you rebuilt. And what came out on the other side of that healing is someone who radiates something that very few people can explain but almost everyone can feel. You walk into a room and the energy shifts. You don't even have to say anything. There's just something about you that draws people in whether you're aware of it or not. And this person, the one this reading is about, they noticed. They noticed everything. Let me go deeper because there's more here. What I'm picking up is that this connection has layers to it that go beyond what either of you has consciously recognized yet. And I feel like there's a spiritual thread here. Like your souls know each other in a way that your human minds are still catching up to. Some of you might have experienced this as a sense of familiarity with this person, like you've known them before, like conversations with them feel surprisingly easy or surprisingly comfortable even when things between you haven't been fully defined yet. That feeling is real. That feeling is information. Don't dismiss it. And I feel like this person has been receiving signs too. Like they've been in their own world, going through their own daily routine, and things keep pointing back to you. A song. A moment. A dream. Something keeps bringing you to the surface of their thoughts even when they're actively trying to push you back down. Because they're scared. I want to be honest about that. This person is afraid of what they feel for you. Not because the feeling is bad, the feeling is actually the best thing they've felt in a very long time. They're afraid because it's so strong. And strong feelings mean vulnerability. And vulnerability means risk. And risk means someone could potentially hurt them again. So they're fighting with themselves constantly. Part of them wants to reach out to you so badly. And another part of them is telling them to be careful. To slow down. To not mess this up by moving too fast or saying the wrong thing. But let me tell you what I also see. The version of them that wants to reach out is winning. Slowly, but it's winning. Hold on. Something else is coming through here and I don't want to skip over it because it feels important. I feel like you've been through a period recently where things felt really uncertain. Like you've been in a space of not quite knowing where things are going, not fully seeing your path clearly, maybe even questioning yourself a little. Whether that's in your personal life, your purpose, your relationships, there's been some fogginess. And what I need you to hear is that that fog is lifting. What's coming next for you is clearer. It's more aligned. It's like you've been walking through something and you're finally about to step out the other side, and what's waiting on the other side is genuinely good. Like soul-level good. Not just surface happiness but the kind of peace and alignment that makes you exhale and feel like okay, this is where I was always supposed to arrive. And this person is connected to that chapter. They are part of what opens up for you. But they're not the whole story. They're a piece of a much larger shift that's happening in your energy field right now. Let me get back to them because there's so much to say. This person thinks about you in a way that would genuinely surprise you. I feel like in their mind, they've already had entire conversations with you that haven't happened yet. They've imagined what it would be like to really be in your world. To call you theirs. To be the person you come to. And there's a tenderness to how they hold those thoughts. It's not just desire, though that's absolutely there too, but it's something more caring than that. It's like when they imagine you, they imagine taking care of you. They imagine being someone you can trust. Someone who actually shows up for you in the ways that other people in your past maybe didn't. And that right there tells you something about the quality of this person's character. Because the way someone loves in their imagination is often a reflection of who they really are when they let their guard down. And this person in their quiet, private moments is someone who wants to love well. They want to do it right this time. They've learned from their past. They've sat with their own mistakes and their own wounds and they've grown. And part of what makes you so significant to them is that they feel like with you, they could finally be that version of themselves. The healed version. The brave version. The one that doesn't run. Now I also want to address something because I feel like there might be some frustration in your energy around this. Like some of you have been waiting. You've been patient. You've been doing the internal work, healing yourself, showing up differently, trying to call in something real, and it sometimes feels like the universe is taking its sweet time delivering. And I hear that. I feel that in this energy. But what I need you to understand is that the timing of this is not random. There is something that needed to be prepared first. Either in you, in them, or in the circumstances around you. And the preparation is almost complete. What's coming is not going to feel like a slow trickle. It's going to feel like a door opening. And you'll know it when it happens because it will feel different from everything you've experienced before. It will feel like something you stopped letting yourself hope for is suddenly standing right in front of you. Give me a second. I want to make sure I'm pulling everything through clearly. Okay, so something that's also really loud in this energy is the idea that you've been underestimated. Not necessarily by this person, but in general. There are people in your life or people from your past who did not see you fully. Who maybe saw pieces of you, the easy pieces, the surface pieces, but they didn't see the depth of who you are. They didn't see your intelligence. They didn't see your resilience. They didn't recognize what was right in front of them. And some of those situations, those relationships, those connections that didn't work out, they left marks. Not always visible ones. Sometimes it's just this quiet place inside where you stopped fully believing that someone would really, truly see you. All of you. And choose you anyway. And I want to speak to that place in you right now and say, this person sees you. This is someone who is not overwhelmed by your depth, they are drawn to it. Your complexity does not scare them, it fascinates them. Your strength does not intimidate them into leaving, it makes them want to rise to your level. And that is rare. That is the kind of connection that doesn't come along constantly. So when it does come, I want you to be open. I want you to let yourself receive it without immediately bracing for it to fall apart. Because this one is built differently. Let me also say this because it's coming through strongly and it feels necessary. You carry a spiritual weight that most people don't fully understand, including you sometimes. There is something about your energy that moves on a frequency that is just not ordinary. And I think you've felt this your whole life in small ways, like you sense things before they happen, or you feel things deeply in ways others around you don't always seem to, or you've had experiences that you couldn't quite explain but you knew were real and meaningful. This is not something you imagined. This is who you are. You are someone who operates with an awareness that is connected to something greater than everyday life. And that is one of the reasons this person was so struck by you. Because on some level, even if they don't have the language for it, they felt that. They felt that being around you is not like being around other people. There is a presence to you. A gravity. And it's the kind of thing that doesn't let go. Some of you watching this are standing at a very powerful threshold right now. Like your whole life is about to reorganize itself around a new center point. New connections, new opportunities, new understandings of yourself, new directions, it's all converging. And it can feel disorienting when you're in the middle of it because change, even good change, requires you to let go of the old version of things. The old version of what you thought your life was going to look like. The old version of how you thought love was supposed to feel. And what's replacing it is something truer. Something that fits the real you, not the version of you that shrunk itself to fit into spaces that were never big enough. So I want you to think about where you've been making yourself small. Where you've been holding back. Where you've been settling, even quietly, even in ways you don't fully admit to yourself. Because that's ending. Something in your spirit decided it was done with small. And the universe heard that decision and it's responding. Now let me bring this back to the person at the center of this reading because there's one more layer I want to give you. This person, they are going to make a move. It might not happen tomorrow. But the energy around it feels closer than you think, and it's going to come in a moment that feels significant, not random. Like it won't be a throwaway message or a casual, half-hearted reach out. When this person comes forward, there will be a weight to it. A realness to it. Because they will have worked up to it. They will have thought about it. They will have decided that whatever fear they've been sitting with, you are worth more than that fear. And that moment, when it comes, I want you to be present for it. I want you to not minimize it. I want you to let it land the way it's meant to land. Because what's building between you and this person is not a temporary thing. What I feel in this energy is a foundation. Something that has the potential to genuinely change the texture of your daily life. The kind of partnership where you grow, where you're challenged in beautiful ways, where you feel safe enough to be completely honest, and where you are chosen every single day, not out of habit, not out of convenience, but because this person genuinely would not want to be anywhere else. You deserve that. And if part of you has trouble believing that, I want today's reading to be a small reminder that you were never too much. You were never too complex or too deep or too intense. You were just too rare for the wrong rooms. And you're walking toward the right one now. Before I close this out, there are a few specific things that keep flashing that I want to mention because somebody needs to hear these. Somebody watching this has been holding a lot of emotion in privately. Like on the outside you're doing fine, you're functioning, you're showing up, but internally there's a lot moving through you that you haven't had the right space to express. This reading is confirmation that what you're feeling is valid and it's pointing you somewhere. Don't shut it down. Somebody here has been avoiding a particular conversation that needs to happen. You know what it is. The universe keeps nudging you toward it and you keep finding reasons to delay. The energy says that having that conversation, even though it feels uncomfortable, is going to release something that's been stuck. Do it. And somebody watching needs to hear that a situation they had given up on is not actually over. It went quiet but it didn't go away. Watch for a re-emergence. Watch for something coming back around that you thought had passed. Because it's not done yet. Thank you so much for being here for this reading. If this hit for you, if you felt this somewhere real in your body, that's your confirmation. That's the energy recognizing itself. Leave me a comment and tell me what landed. I read them. I see you. And I'll see you in the next one.